Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to do Black Sun issue number 1 of 6 by Wildstorm. Yes, Wildstorm. This was probably the first logo of the Wildstorm that you and I love or hate. And this is a 6-issue miniseries. Never heard of it. I just bought it because I was curious. It's made by Marc Andreyko and Trevor Scott, who does also the cover. So let's dive in. So we immediately get introduced to the main character here, and she's here. This is somewhere in China, in Hong Kong, and the art reminds me a little bit of how do you say J. Scott Campbell, but also the other artist that I forgot. He's doing that Strange Academy thing now on Marvel. I forgot his name. I'm maybe gonna look it up later. Well, you know what? I'm gonna type it in. Why not? Strange Academy. Just typing it in right now. Scotty Young. No, that's artist. Sorry to bore you with this detail, but I want to know. Huberto Ramos. That's it. Huberto Ramos. So it's a little bit of a blend here. It's more Huberto Ramos than J. Scott Campbell, but there's some things that I think, hey, that looks a little bit like here, but his art, I mean, but also not. Anyway, so we see here Maggie, because that's her name, and this guy is, she's a street hooker, and this guy comes and, hey, do you speak English? And she says, a little bit, you like me? She says. And then we go in LA. And said, oh yes, is that what you girls say? Me love you long time. And then this has happened. So he gets his face kicked in by Maggie. And there's a reason. Art looks great. And it seems that she's a cop. And she wants to, hunting this dirtbag for reasons. I don't know what his deal is. Maybe he's a drug dealer or something, and it also breaks his nose. And so the cops come, and he says, you're under arrest. And it seems that he's a serial killer. Sorry, I forgot. And but then we also switch to this television program, and this guy here is promoting the newest rage in Hong Kong when it comes to children's toys. It's called Wrist Dragons, and he's probably some kind of a reporter. And this guy is Nate. And we come back to him a little bit later. So Maggie Sun, that's her real name, comes back to the precinct, and everybody says, hey, good job. And they are praising her. But then her, his commander, and it's her father. And she says, hey, young girl, you need to get in my office now. And she's getting a lecture from him because he was worried that she is, being in danger, although she's a cop. And she says, I gave you this job because you don't want to get married, you don't want to have a safe job, but I don't want you to be reckless or stupid. And then, so they argue, and then there's somebody knocks on the door, and it's a boyfriend. It's this guy. What's his name actually? Why am I forgetting? Let me look real quick. Who is this guy? Nathan Randall. That's his name. Nathan Randall. So Nathan picks up his girl, and he says, "Hey, we got a date." And the arguing between father and daughter is gonna, being postponed. And she says, "Are we done here, Commander?" For the moment, Nathan, try and talk some sense into her, will you? Sorry, Hisu, I'm in Switzerland in this one. What am I supposed to say? She can kick my ass. Well, that's true. And we have some ads from the PS2. I mean, this is a long time ago. And but then we switch to the docks, and there's a warehouse, and all these people here doing night shifts, and they are loading boxes into cars or trucks or vice versa. Not entirely sure. And there's also some military guys watching them. But then they hear a sound. because some growling they hear, and there's just some people snapping sounds, and there's some blood here and there, and then these people, realize that they are being killed or being swallowed or being murdered by demons. And before I'm gonna show you everything, I'm gonna skip a few pages. Yeah, let's do that. So we see Maggie in this hotel here, and she says, "Nathan, is this a bit out of our price range? For you, my pearl of the Orient, nothing is too expensive." She says, "The last guy who used Asian cliches on me is missing a few teeth." Point taken, our table awaits. So they are sitting there and they have a nice chat, and then this waiter here says, "Champagne for the young lovers." And then she says, "Dom Perignon." Nate, you shouldn't have. And then they are getting interrupted by her uncle. And it's Uncle Zhao. And well, it seems that Uncle Zhao is just, I don't know, maybe he's the owner of this joint. He's very wealthy. And they have a little bit of introduction here and some chat. And they also talk about her father, which is his brother. And they are not really on the same page. And then she says, Are you gonna make it up with him? How about you both act like adults and bury the hatchet for me? But it seems that a little bit difficult, and then he gets a call, and then he needs to go away ASAP. And then the young lovers are left behind, of course. And but before the uncle is going away, she says, "Well, dinner is on me." And she said, and then Nathan says, "What are you getting? Whatever expensive, in fact, the most expensive. Since this is on Zhao, maybe I get two." Yeah, there's some humor in here that I like. There's also things that I don't like, and I'm coming that to in. No man, remember Turok Evolution. Oh, all right. Meanwhile, the cops are coming. They responded to some SOS call, and they are going to the warehouse. And I mean, the colors looks nice. It's made by Udon. Udon did a lot of, those Street Fighter comics, colors, stuff. Not entirely sure. And they hear a sound, and then they, I don't know if they are getting eaten or that they just hear a sound and that they're responding to. But then we do, then it's get a little bit weird. I don't really mind what I'm going to show you, but okay. So we have these lovers are, like I said, they are in heat. They are horny. And she rips open his shirt, and then she actually bites his boob, chest, nipple. I mean, imagine if it's the other way around. And they have some steamy sex. I'm sorry, I'm laughing. And then they are lying in bed, and I must say the art looks pretty nice. But the problem that I had with this art, like I said, it's just a blend of. They have some very mature-ish themes, but also have a relatively cartoony style that I really don't mind, and it can work, but it's all about the execution. So Maggie puts on the television, and it seems that Nathan in the past proposed to her, and he's a little bit annoyed that she is, when the words intimacy and marriage comes up, she basically wants to get out of the bed and watch TV, and that he's a little bit annoyed by that. But then she says, "Hey, I need to go because, I need to be there," and because he's a detective or something, or a cop. So she comes, so she arrives on the spot, and she's getting briefed by one of the cops, and skipping a few pages. And she says, "Why don't you go in?" I mean, he says, the other one, that the cop says, "Well, they are armed to the teeth." I mean, talking about the guys who stormed the warehouse because they think they are terrorists or something like that, and we know they are demons. But and she says, "I'm not sure how many of them are there, and the place is ready to collapse on itself." And she says, "Well, just give me a vest. Resonance is a muscle I don't flex very often." And but the cop says, no, it's too dangerous. Don't go inside. I forbid you to do it. But she's going to do it anyway. And then she is sneaking in, and she hears these guys talking, and they are also loading boxes or getting boxes. I'm not sure. But they talk a little bit weird. They talk a little bit strange. I quote, "Fools, we're trapped in here. Don't give up so easily. These flashbacks break with little effort. Their weapons cannot truly harm us. Outside teams with them. Let's go destroy them." And she says, "Why are you guys talking like you are in a Conan movie?" And they talk about a certain guy called Kim. And she says, "Who is Kim exactly, boys?" But then she's leaning a little bit too close forward, and she falls. And she also, before that, she uses her, I don't know, night vision goggles and shows that she can't see their true forms. So she falls over, and it's a little bit dark, but you can see what happens here. And then she immediately getting attacked, but she fights back, and she hurting one of these creatures, but the creatures are transforming into demons. But Maggie, who is I don't know, 6 feet, 5 feet tall, 4 feet tall, not sure, turns around and breaks his arm. And I'm not sure how she's going to do that. I mean, she is not really, how do you say, she's not 7 feet tall and very muscled and has the same height or build or weight, but she can snap his arm so much that chunks of his arms are flying all over the place, and there's no blood either. So yeah, that's a little bit weird, and she just also kills this creature with one blow, but I'm not sure what she has in her hand. This is a knife? This is a part of an equipment? I cannot see it really well. Can you guys see it? I don't know. It's a little bit. I don't know. I cannot, even though it's all close up, I can still not see what's going on. And then this guy says, "Then here's the new for you." He says, this creature says, "Bitch," and she says, "I'm so over that word." And then this guy says, "Well, then there's a new one for you." And then pain. He says, I like this one, this here I like. I mean, they are in human form, but instead of, transforming, they are, I don't know, using those human forms as a skin, and like you pull off a hat. It looks really cool. And then she gets her ass kicked, and then she says, "You lost." And then she turns the whole thing around and shoots this guy. And more ads here that I don't interested in. And then she shoots him a couple of times, but also this guy behind him. He says, "What's this?" And they are starting to smoke, and they fall down, and they are dead. And then, "Hands in the air!" There's a sound, and Maggie turns around, and it's her fellow cops. And then they shoot the rest of these guys that turn back into human form. And she says, "There's a got live one here." And the demon says, "No, you don't." And then he says, and he dies. And then she opened in the crate, and she sees wrist dragons. Okay, I was a little bit caught off guard by that, because I thought there's some, I don't know, some weird, mystical, secret demon items in there, but it's wrist dragons in the crate. And that ends the, well, what's that sound? Is that some kind of a plane flying? Can you hear that, guys? I don't know, it's just weird. Anyway, yeah, that's issue 1 of Black Sun. I'm not sure what to think about it. I don't dislike it. There's some good bits in there. The humor is landing. There's some nice banter between father and son, and also with her boyfriend. But then there's some overly cartoonish vibe in here that doesn't land for me, because I don't know, it's just maybe my personal preference. I don't know, it's just somehow when it comes to nitty gritty, the whole extreme cartoon, this is not really extreme, my Marinus, what are you talking about? Let's leave it in the middle. I give it a thumbs up. I enjoyed myself. I want to know more. I have all the 6 books, so I'm going to review it all in my channel. Let me know what you think about it. And we come back to that in issue 2. Guys, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.